Okay, so the last little part of what I'm going to talk to you about in the Great Innate Christmas or Winter Wellbeing is mental well-being, which is really where I come from. I am a counsellor, psychotherapist, I'm a couples counsellor, I'm a family therapist, I'm all about the mental well-being. So much of what I've spoken about in my videos for Great Innate is really centred in emotional and mental well-being. So I just really want to recap it for you and really go across some really important points in terms of December and Christmas time. It's such a lovely time, but can be really stressful for some of us and really difficult for some of us. So I just want to talk about our mental well-being around Christmas and December time. So particularly during winter, on my little trusty helpful board is get outside if you can, daily. If you can, daily is optimal, really ideal. Fresh air is so important for us in terms of how we respond to ourselves, in terms of how we can respond to our internal selves. There's something about being outside in nature that's really important. I mean, I live in a really urban built up area. There's not a lot of nature where I live, but even going out for a nice lovely brisk 10-minute walk is going to really help me to feel so much better. It's winter time, we don't want to go outside. I mean, please be safe, please don't go out when it's dark or late or things like that. You know, wrap up warm, please wrap up warm, wear appropriate footwear, you know, get some snow boots on, you know, get yourself a warm jacket, whatever it might need to be. Do what you can to be safe outside, you know, physically safe. Take someone with you if you need to, if that's what you choose to do. But please, every day, in terms of mental well-being during December and the lead up to Christmas, get outside every single day if you can. It will really help you. The next one in terms of our mental well-being is our bedtime and our sleep routine. I'm not a sleep specialist, but I work with an awful lot of people who are highly stressed, really anxious, all sorts of, you know, kind of mental health challenges going on in people's lives that I work with. And a real key thing often is our bedtime and sleep routine. It can be really hard in the winter months, you know, it's so dark. I mean, it's pitch dark when we go to sleep, it's pitch dark when we wake up. It's really tricky to feel energized when we wake up. It's really hard to go to bed at a decent time because it's so dark outside from, you know, so early, 6 o'clock. What's the difference? It's so dark outside, it's at 6 o'clock. What's the difference between bedtime at 9 o'clock or midnight or 1 a.m. or 3 a.m? Or we need to be really careful of that. Make sure you're sticking to a fairly reasonable bedtime sleep time routine. If you are, just as a little side note, if you are someone who really struggles with that, consider something like a sunrise alarm clock. There are many different ones out there. I'm not here to recommend one. I'm not affiliated with anyone, any company. There are sunrise alarm clocks that can really help us to wake up to sort of sunlight, you know, assimilated sunlight in the morning. Please do think about your bedtime sleep routine. It have a huge impact on you in the winter months. The next one, I think I've already spoken about exercise in an earlier portion of this video, but prioritize your exercise. If you need to make a swap, I think I talked earlier about winter swaps. If you need to make a swap, make a swap. If you cannot run in the frost, if you don't want to go outside and do whatever it is that you normally do in some kind of frosty field or whatever it might be, that's okay. No one's saying you have to do that, but please do prioritize your exercise. It's hugely important for your mental well-being at all times of year, but specifically so at Christmas. We're so busy, we're so stressed, you know, we're so stressed, it builds up things like cortisol, which is our stress hormone. We need to burn it off. The only way we can burn off things like cortisol is by exercising. It's by raising our heart rate, burning through things like adrenaline and cortisol. So if you can't do the exercise you normally do, swap it out, as I spoke about earlier, but please prioritize your exercise. You'll feel so much better. The next one is the absolute opposite of prioritizing your exercise, is get cozy. Do you know what? It's December. It's winter. We're leading up to Christmas. You know, whatever month of the year it is that your little Christmas approach starts. For some of us, it starts in November. Some of us, it starts in December. For some of us, our winter experience might begin in January. Just get cozy. Get super cozy. Allow yourself to relax. You know, get on the sofa. Get a lovely blanket. Get yourself whatever treat you might want, whether that's a hot chocolate or whether that's a nice lovely green tea or peppermint tea or whatever that might be. Load up the Netflix, load up the BBC, whatever you've got. Get the dogs around you, get the cats around you, get the kids around you, whatever it is. If you're going to be cozy, be cozy. Love it, relish it, enjoy it. It's really important in the winter to get cozy. We love the winter. It's, you know, all the things like get outside, go to sleep, do some exercise. Oh, so important, as I've just said. But so is get cozy. It's a really great time of year for just really relishing in cuddling up and reading a lovely book, or doing a lovely peaceful meditation, or watching a great film, or having just a really lovely great chat with a family member, whatever it might be. Just get cozy and really love it. Next up, most important, combat our negative thoughts. In the winter months, our negative thoughts, for most of us, our negative thoughts really grow. They get really big. They get really loud. It's hard, you know, it's hard to find the joy in things. In the warmer months, in the summer months, you know, anyone who's on things like Instagram or Pinterest or you know, even just kind of picks up a newspaper or magazine, there's so many things in the summer and spring months that are really focusing on the sunshine and how lovely it is and the warmth and the blue skies, and it's amazing. And in the winter, we can't quite pick ourselves up like that. We can't, you know, get up in the morning and look at the lovely sunrise, or, you know, go outside every day and look at a gorgeous blue sky. So in the winter, we have to combat our negative thoughts. And if we can do that through nature, that's really amazing. If we can kind of go outside and, you know, find the beauty in a frosty spider's web, or, you know, sparkles and snow on the ground, or whatever that might be, but take a moment to really focus on that and push away the negative thoughts of it's dark, I'm cold, I'm not okay, I'm really stressed, I don't have money in the bank, I've got to buy Christmas presents, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. All of that might be true, but let's try our hardest to not really focus on the negative thoughts. They're there and they're real, and that's okay, and it's okay to give them space. But what we really need to do is really combat those negative thoughts that aren't about reality, that aren't about the jobs that need to be done, or the bank balance, or the exams coming up, or, you know, the family coming at Christmas that are tricky and difficult, and that's okay. What we need to do is combat the negative thoughts that are just about, oh, it's cold outside, it's dark outside, or, oh, you know, I put on some weight because I've been to too many Christmas parties, or, you know, whatever it might be. Let's just find the joy. Remind ourselves to find the joy in the winter season and the Christmas season. It's not always easy to do, and it's not going to fix all your problems. But if you can, every day, find a tiny little bit of joy in what's going on around you, or the nature around you, that will really help you to promote a sense of mental well-being, which is what we're kind of really talking about right now. So as Christmas approaches, just remember, please remember to focus on your mental well-being. Get outside, you know, safely when you can. Remember to maintain your bedtime routine. prioritize your exercise. Love, love, love being cozy, because we've got to be cozy at Christmas time, because when else can we do it? And also, let's combat those negative thoughts and really focus on the positivity that we can find in Christmas and winter and things like that.